warship foundered.
Hey, Teamies Ripper here. Hope you guys are doing great. Fun game in the Zorki, and this is wow, look at this burst fire right now, firing right at the Alvaro de Bazan. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll butcher it. Watch this, going full send on the full burst, and let's see if we can get as much as we can knocked off of him right now. There it goes, full send. And just barely nicked him a little bit right there and scratched a lot of paint right there. And this is why this ship is one, I think, very, very powerful, as well as really, really fun. But anyways, hey, before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below, guys. I appreciate all the support. We actually made it to 700 subscribers, and I'm doing the video for that. Can't thank you guys enough. We're still growing and growing the channel and having a blast doing it at the same time. And we really, really, really appreciate all the support and the great comments, great community as well. But let's go right into it and have a great time talking about the Zorki. It is a super ship, as you can tell right there. And torpedoes are coming right at us. And boom, I did a bad job. Bad mistake right there. I did not recognize in time, and I did not apply left rudder in a quick and fascist manner, and that is something you can learn from the mistakes I did. But you notice the Zorki has 27,000 HP, which just basically that demonstration right there shows that this ship is very, very forgiving. It's got the star next to it, which means it's tier 11 super ship, whatever you want to call it. It's very, very powerful, and it bullies DDs, and you're going to watch us do that right now. What's the first bully we're going to DD right now? And we are going to bully the Z52 right now with a little bit of help of the Annapolis. He has got his smoke going, hydro detect. That means we are going to cheat away and go away because he can fire at us at will for free, and we don't like that. But you notice our armor is super, super strong. Zorki is one of the Soviet-class kind of destroyers that really has that extra plate of armor that really just negates a lot of the damage except for that right there. The rear is not protected, but the sides are. So what's the tactic I did right there? I get away 6 kilometers because I know my enemy Z52 has a 6-kilometer hydro, so he can hydro and fire and smoke at will, and it's basically a one-sided victory for him. I can't do anything about it other than torp it or have a radar pop so I can view it. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and jink away and wait until his smoke leaves or he gets spotted again, and we're going to go back and keep the guns facing there. Again, it's always a good thing to have an escape plan. Notice that when I went into the cap trying to cap it or take on a DD, I had a plan that I would turn away and to the left, and that is your escape plan. Every time you enter an area, always have a plan of action to escape it, rather than just, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm going to drive in, or I'm just going to stop. I've noticed lately in the meta that stopping in a destroyer these days does not work anymore. It used to, because I've noticed, for example, the Haraguma, I used to really like that gunboat GD. It's on the Japanese line. It somehow feels a lot different these days because I feel like it's very sluggish, very slow to accelerate out of dead stops or even reverses. And even if you're in smoke, it's going to get radared. So I've noticed, again, the meta today is destroyer, and I'm telling you guys, because I'm learning this from a lot of dying and a lot of experience, that you can't just stop anymore or slam on the brakes when you're in the middle of a gunfight. The only time you could do that if it's just one-on-one maybe, and you're just kind of juking shells. But lately, especially at the very beginning of the game, when everybody's still alive, you don't want to just stop and slow because you're going to get hit by torpedoes, you're going to get by radar, and there's a full burst right there, and send. Splash 1. Z52 goes back to 40. and he is down for the count. And that's our first kill of the game. And we are going to go ahead and turn back around. That's 2 destroyers down on their team, and that is how we do it. And we're going to go ahead and turn back around. Notice the Zorki is very, very, very powerful in the aspect of its acceleration and speed. I mean, it's one of the fastest destroyers you can get out there, and it turns really well, accelerates really well, it goes fast. I compare this to like the Khabarovs, the Kiev, the whole Soviet kind of gunboating destroyer line is this armored little annoying destroyer that just accelerates, is annoying, it's armored, it's got good guns, good arc, shell angle, speed. It is incredible at what it can do, and it's just like a zombie in my opinion. It's just you keep shooting at these destroyers and they keep coming back to life because why? They have heals. I mean, I noticed on the clan battles with Kiev, you actually get heals. Look at this, the Super Zorki. He has heals as well, so I can always be very, very forgiving. Remember, I took that torpedo earlier. It's almost like I shrugged it off and didn't even care. And now we're doing what we do best in the Khabarovs kind of Zorki kind of firing style, where look at the shell angles of the gunboating, and I can literally hit almost anything that I will ever aim at, especially a battleship the size of Vermont. And you notice I'm just going to juke forward, juke back, juke forward, juke back. Now look at this. Sitting in smoke is susceptible to something like this right here. You got a burst fire of torpedoes coming at you, and you have to got to keep moving, because if you don't move, you're a dead stick in the water, and you can't use the rudder. You can't maneuver a ship unless it's moving. If you ever been on the lake or the ocean and you're driving a boat, you know, being dead, at a dead stop, you can't do anything. And even if you turn the wheel left, right, nothing happens. Same way in a car. Yeah, you turn the wheel, it goes left and right, but if you're not moving, you can't maneuver around anything, especially torpedoes. And I say the meta is very, very bad these days, because I got killed even before this video several times just by thinking that, hey, I could back into a cap, smoke up or something, and just sit there and try to cap it. And I feel like the caps these days take longer to cap, 50-something seconds, and man, the acceleration is horrendous. So anyways, just remember, that's the name of the game. Don't keep on the move, always keep moving, head on a swivel, and then you're going to get a lot better chance of surviving. Now, here we go. We got another victim right here. It is the Yugamo, another kind of gunboat style Japanese destroyer, and look at that. His shells are, scratch the paint, it shrugs it off, it looks the other way, and keeps going. That is the scariness of the Zorki. Notice how he's running away with me from me rather than actually taking me on. Now we're going to slow down right here because we have too many people shoot at us, and again, here's pop the heals to really heal and forgive the damage, or forgive the mistakes that I make. So we're going to go back up, and there it goes. Splash 2. RIP back to 40. He is down. We've taken out a battleship. Isn't that sad that a destroyer is taking out battleships these days? This is incredible how powerful these things are these days. And I'll talk about that later, the way the game is going. I think No Zoop for You, which is, I believe, a contributor that I really like and enjoy listening to and following. He's also in the military. He's said his thoughts about where the game's heading right now, and you can see kind of like where it is going, especially with the ship I'm playing right now, the Zorki, where you have tier 11 in a tier 10 and 9 battle with unmistakable, I would say forgiving guns that shoot ridiculously fast, that have the burst fire mode, which is, I don't think that's been real at all in the world, where you flip a button, all of a sudden your guns shoot like machine guns. That's pretty incredible. You have the massive HP pulls, destroyers with 27,000 HP. That was unheard of back in the day. And here we go. Here's our next victim. Like, watch what we're going to do. We got 14,000 health. He has about the same, almost, and we're just going to bully him. And this thing is great at bullying destroyers. Take out his guns, turrets, and look, it's just David and Goliath right here. And we're just going to fire, 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 and here comes the death blow. And he is down for the count. Splash 3, RIP back to 40. And the Rippernator has struck again. And that's why we're going to go ahead and start driving away. Now, while we have this long cruise towards the other players on the map, you notice, again, here's the meta. You have basically a steamroll. You just happen to be fortunate enough to be on one of the winning sides, while the other team just mops all over the poor side. I feel like we're beating a kid here. And that, I feel like that is normally how games are these days. Maybe that's just the way the meta of this style of type of gameplay is. If you play other games like Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever, normally they're not one-sided because you can come back into the game. But with games like this, which are a little bit more slower pace, and then when you get killed, you're out for the count. I guess the kind of the meta of what's it called, Valerian, what's it called, CS:GO. Yeah, it's like 6 versus 6, and as soon as you die, you're a spectator. Those games are really, really fast-paced, and you really just kind of run and gun and end it. But in this game, this is a little bit more you got HP, you got a health, you got other teammates spawning, and all different dynamics that require you to be a little bit more patient. And it just doesn't seem like they want to do anything, because all of the ships nowadays just park in the back and snipe and are just afraid to lose HP. I feel like, why did you, either rent this game or download this game, whatever? Why are you playing this game if you're afraid to have a ship get damaged? I mean, if you want to do that, then go play World of Sailing Ships or something. This is World of Warships. This is meant to you to actually try out different tactics, different styles, get your ship in there and just watch all the guns go around and watch them shoot as if they were real. And it's a simulation. That's all it's really designed to do. But if you want to not do any of that, just go play some other game that is more about simulating a tanker or something. I don't know. But that's one of the other metas and problems I have these days, is the players are just not engaging. They don't know the rules. They don't download. They don't watch YouTube videos. They don't do anything that requires a little bit of thought. And it's kind of like they just want to sail the ship around and just say, oh, look at me, I'm going around in circles. It's a free game. But I don't know. I digress. Look at the firepower of the Zorki right here on the Lion. It's just shooting a massive amount of shells. But the Lion is like, what, I believe a tier 9. It's almost not fair for a tier 11 to go against a tier 9. And look at that. Here comes the burst death blow. Oh, just barely. And we didn't get enough there to sink him with that one shot. But you know what? He's still burning permafire. And now we're going to go ahead and drive towards targets. And again, he is down. Good job, Soviet Soyuz. And we are going to go ahead and continuously spot the Vermont, Annapolis, and Puerto Rico, who are the last players of the game right now. But as we keep talking, let's talk about what, my thoughts about I definitely do recommend Zorki if you do like this kind of gameplay. It is really, really powerful, by the way. But again, let's talk about the nature of the games. Submarines are being released as a regular tech line tree, or whatever you want to call it. I don't like it. I think it doesn't belong in the game. I think they belong in more of the convoy. I think there's a new mode out there where you attack convoys and so forth, and I think that's where it should be and belong. But like I said, CVs were like kind of borderline, and here we go. Death blow right there. Boom! Splash 4. Can we get a Kraken? RIP, back to Porty, and we are in the hunt right now for that Kraken. Let's see if we can go ahead and get this Annapolis out of the game, and this will be the death blow for him. So let's go back, like talking about the meta, the way it's going. The class C, the CV class, the carrier class is borderline that I almost thought that should or shouldn't be along in the game. I think they're fun at one point until they started becoming this weird monstrosity, and here comes the death blow. Do we get it? And we do. Kraken Unleash. There it is. Splash 5. He's back to 40 already, and now that is the way the cookie crumbles for that. But the rest of the game is us just sailing around, and let me just talk a little bit. Hope you enjoyed the game, by the way. You can probably shut it off if you want to let me listen to me talk anymore, or yeah, definitely look at the kills at the end of the game. But anyways, I digress. What I'm saying right now is the way that the game is with the carrier line is borderline, like I said, maybe not the right way to go. They were fun at the beginning. Now they're becoming this zombie monstrosity. And then they start adding in hybrid battleships with carrier decks on top of them, which I think is totally weird, and they're just running out of ideas. The fact that that is even allowed, like I said, it's just not the right way to go, I believe, because it's just not fair. I thought this game was supposed to be balanced and fair, to have a good time and have fun, rather than be one-sided. Again, look at what I'm playing right now, Zorki. It seems a little fair. I can still die to everybody, but at least I get a chance to be shot at. That's what I'm trying to get at. Now, going back to submarines. Now, see, carriers, you can't really do much about carriers because the AA on the ships are automatic, and if they're destroyed, you can't do anything other than maneuver or pop smoke. That's all you do, run away. I don't like games that just say, well, the only way to defend against it is to run away. Now, that should not be a counter tactic, especially in this game where we're trying to promote people to play it. The other one is hybrid ships. Yeah, you get a salvo off, you fire a salvo from a battleship, and then all of a sudden you switch and you're in an airplane. Just seems very, very one-sided, if you will. The other one is the submarines. The submarines, the reason why they can be fun in their own regard for hunting convoy ships, as they were designed to do, to defend an area, not to go around to be this invincible thing, in my opinion, where a submarine these days could literally like just pop up in the water, and since their concealment is so good, they can still spot you and just pop up and pop down, and you have no idea where they're coming from. Not even an RPF or radar could do it unless they surface for that period of time, but then they can just dive right down again, and I can't shoot at them, nor can I drop a depth charge or do anything I can because I'm a destroyer. A destroyer doesn't have those airplanes that battleships do, and I feel like battleships do better against submarines because you can drop the airplane depth charges, but I can't. As a destroyer, I have to do everything. Like, you notice what I've done? I've literally spotted, I've capped, I've shot destroyers, tried to hunt down destroyers. Now, I've also provided torpedoes. I've also provided gunpowder. If I had smoke, I provide smoke to cover. I have to go around spotting again for everybody, as well as I have to keep driving and looking for other ships and DDs and keep capping. And oh, by the way, there's a submarine in the game. I have to also hunt him because the battleships are complaining. They're getting spotted. They don't know where he's at. So it's just an extra layer of just chaos right now. And especially the destroyer, if I want to kill it, I have to drive over top of it in order to drop the depth charges like in real life would. You know, in real life, a destroyer would drop depth charges over it, defending the convoy, but they're not getting shot at by carriers and battleships and everything at the same time. It's just not, you know, like I said, conducive to battle, or would that really happen, where I would just expose myself to go depth charge a little teeny submarine that is a major nuisance to the game. Again, that's just me rambling, but like I said, let me know what you think about where the meta's going, if it's changing for the better or for the worse, and appreciate all the support. Again, made our own way to 700 subscribers, on our way to 800 right now. Thank you guys again, and hey, thanks for watching as always, and you guys be safe. We'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.